so nice to have come across a firm that you can have confidence in, because it is confidence, as you say. Real estate agents or the industry hasn't got the best of names, but it's firms like Tommy's that you think, oh, well, there's good ones and bad ones. Hey, at least we're dealing with a good one here.
We'd used a lot of other agents prior, and there were some things that, you know, we thought we wanted to change. And so we thought we'd give Tommy's a shot. I sort of, Tommy's seem to be the new kids on the block, so they seem to, I don't know, be a bit more excited about what they're doing.
My views of estate agents is that they are the lowest of the low. I mean, and I think you can, with the exception of Tommy's, for whom I have nothing but praise, and absolutely unqualified praise, I think you can tell estate agents, the women look 10 years older, hard bitten, and lots of nasty, flashy jewellery. They're very pushy. I really, really don't like estate agents. But I've had to overcome this prejudice because I really do like the guys and with people at Tommy's.
The agents all work together too. They don't, just because they're the listing agent, they're the only ones who show people through. The whole firm does it. And, you know, you're working all right, you might sell his property one day, but he might sell yours another day. So, I mean, but it's good for the client because they're the ones who sell their house.
You don't feel, well, certainly not obvious to the client, that they are like every other estate agent in town. You don't feel they're going to rip each other's throats out the moment your back is turned, which I certainly know happens in other major estate agents in Wellington. You know, you get the feeling that they're all a team working together. Now, that just could be fantastic PR, but if it is, that's great.
After every open home, there was like 400 chocolates here, which obviously we loved, and so did Samantha. She constantly left lollipops for Samantha, and even there's a Tommy's open home every Sunday at the top of the street, and last Sunday she just dropped some lollipops in the letterbox for Samantha, so she does pretty well out of it. I mean, those are the things that you really remember at the end of the day. You know, whether or not you get the price you want, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, what comes across is how you felt through the whole process, and that's what makes the difference.
I said before about looking after it. They took me to the races last year. Well, yeah, just unexpected but lovely, lovely things like that. Hey, I don't know one end of a horse from another, but it was still just a nice, special treat. Do you know what I mean?
The thank you gift after you've sold the house. You know, just little things. For me, it was like all the hard work of having to clean, you know, every single day and keep the house tidy. So it was just nice to get something like that at the end of it. And also there was a voucher as well that we got, you know, which we haven't used yet, which is for, I think, a couple of hours of free cleaning at the end when you sell. And that's just fantastic because it's the last thing I'd feel like doing.
And they built up their firm pretty quickly, from nothing to being, I would think, the leading estate agency in town, and the reason for that is what we've been talking about, which is the quality of service and the fact that they really know the Wellington market. You know, it's that depth and breadth of experience, which is a huge plus.
With Tommy's are much more on the mark with actually knowing what sells in the area and what the prices are, and basically are much closer to the market what you're going to get for the house. And realistically too.
And again, you really got to know those kind of things in our game because, hey, if you're $40,000 out in your budgeting, well, it may not be economical to have ever kicked off in the first place. But what's so good about them, it's the communication. Hey, they'll ring you, they'll keep in touch, even before you think, what am I going to do here? They just sort of know it's time to say, hey, and you know where you stand, whereas our dealings with other agents, you're sort of expecting a call or they promise and it never happens. So as far as communication goes, Tommy's is just out of this world.
She pretty much gave us like one-on-one, like day-to-day contact, you know, over the phone. She was just fantastic. Even if something wasn't going on, you know, she would still call us.
And she still does now.
Yeah, and she still does now.
Even though it's sold, you know, she just sort of see how we're going and things. Which, yeah, I mean, you know, I know she's obviously a busy person, but it's just nice, you know, you get contact constantly, which is good. You really want to know. I mean,
Yeah. And I think it's
nice
the
to
little
know.
things that just count, that make the difference.
They tell you what you need to know without making you feel, without ramping up the stress, but keeping you fully informed. I mean, it is a stressful time, but they seem to gauge the right amount of information. Well, certainly the right amount of information for me, so I guess they made an assessment that I didn't want my hand, I wanted it held, I didn't want it grasped.
If you leave a message, you do get a response. You don't think, oh, perhaps I've got to ring back. Now, Angela, for example, at the counter, absolutely delightful to deal with. Again, you know that when you've asked a question or could she find out about something, it will happen. Now, that's worth its weight in gold. A lot of people might put too much weight on that, but to me, it's the whole team situation from Tommy's, which is just a delight to deal with.
Well, it's one of the things that really irritates me. You see some estate agents, you go through, you see their listings, it doesn't tell you what the price is, it doesn't tell you where it is, it doesn't tell you how many bedrooms it's got, and you're looking at it thinking, I wonder where that is. Is that the Hutt Valley? Is that Island Bay? Is that Kelburn? You have no idea. With Tommy's, you always know exactly where it is, how much it is, the number of bedrooms. You know, and that's really the whole point of advertising, isn't it? And a lot of those other estate agents really have dreadful, I mean, they don't have enough information in their ads, but also the layout of the ads is poor. The Tommy colourings and layout is very good. It's very clear, very clean. It's good.
They explained that if the house sells quickly, and we've agreed to a month's advertising, and they don't use the money, use the advertising space, they don't charge you. Well, hey, that's nice. I haven't had that happen with any other agent.
We were really impressed with the amount of work Tommy's did, like taking photographs.
Yeah, they took a lot of photographs.
They took heaps of photos, and then sort of came up with a lot of different options about how to present them and how to display them, which is something that we hadn't seen before. So the marketing went really, really well, and hence we had plenty of people through the open homes, which was really, really good.
You know, again, it's this realistic attitude towards it, and part of the partnership is that you haven't got one person saying, well, we're going to have it, here, we're going to do these huge spreads if it's unnecessary. And cost effective as well. I mean, like looking to see what is the best way of advertising it? Does it need huge spreads or small spreads? And, and sensible photographs, good photographs. I've been very happy with that.
It was very important that, from Tommy's point of view, that they took the photo on the right day and they said, we really want some blue sky behind that house so it looks even better. And we were to ring them as soon as the sun came out in blue sky. So we give them a ring, and again, they were there, and you felt, hey, they are working for us.
And they're trying to make the house look as nice as possible.
Actually, the house was delightful anyway, but even so, it looked just that little bit better.
They take a bit of care, and sometimes agents come around and take a photo of your house, and you think, that doesn't really look very nice. I'm sure you could get a better, you could have done a better photo yourself, but they seem to take care of what they, how they produce, what they put on the paper, on the website, and that sort of thing.
Just with selling your own home, you kind of want a bit more personal service, and because Nikki's at home all day, every time you got people coming around, she's got to clean the house up, get all the kids ready and out of the house, and it just made such a big difference.
Oh, hey, it's just a wonderful experience dealing with them. Hey, we've dealt with quite a few agents over a lot of years, but have never ever had the feeling that, hey, we're important to them and they're important to us. It's a win-win. It's not just, hey, we're their clients or anything like that. It goes beyond that, almost part of the family.
I have an allergy to some estate agents because they're there for this deal. Whereas with Tommy's, they're there for the long haul. And that's good because I'm only halfway through my life and hopefully I've got a lot more buying and selling ahead of me. But the thing is that you just don't feel that this is not the deal. They're looking at a lifetime relationship, and that's really the magic factor that they have, and that's why I go back to them every time.